Welcome everyone. So 4 ways how you can get back on track with your finances. Get your finances back in check. This is what today's video is on. So welcome. I hope you're all well. So if you're in a position at this point in time where you're feeling like your finances are just all over the place, you don't really know what's going on. There's outgoings, there's everything going out of your bank, and it's like, well, what's coming in? Well, I've got 4 key points for you that you can utilize to get back on track. And even if you know this stuff, it might be a really good time to have a refresher. So if you find value from this, let me know. Feel free to like and share it. These are the things that I do and implement, and it's really helped me. So I hope everyone's well. Welcome on Instagram. I hope you're all good. 4 ways, 4 key points to get your finances back in order if you feel like things are slipping. So of course, as always, this kind of stuff isn't financial advice. However, it's for education. So make sure that you go and to do your due diligence afterwards and do your own research. But point number 1 that must be utilized is to know your day-to-day and monthly costs. So you must know your monthly costs, what goes out of your bank every single day. So that means you're going to have to write everything down, have an Excel spreadsheet with everything that goes out of your bank on a day-to-day basis. I'm so surprised, well, I'm not, because I used to do it, but it's super surprising that a lot of people just don't do this, and then they'll have their outgoings, their expenses, and at the end of the month it comes along and you've got nothing left, right? And you think to yourself, well, what's happened here? I don't understand what's happened. How's the money coming out? So it's no wonder this is happening when you don't keep track of your day-to-day and your monthly expenses, right? So make sure you get a list of everything that comes out of your bank. This is going to help you understand where you can then make changes and implement changes to get better. If you can save yourself, obviously, if you can save yourself a good amount of money just by doing this exercise, it pays dividends. So make sure you understand that and have it on a spreadsheet. Point number two to control your finances and get your finances back in order is such an underrated point. It's to learn self-control. Learn self-control on your finances. I mean, I'm guilty of this as well. Who else is guilty of this? Let me give you an example, right? You go into a shop, you go for one thing. And guess what happens? You come out with 5 or 10 different things that you never intended to even purchase, but you'd brought it. Lack of self-control, my friends. Lack of self-control. So be disciplined with what you need to buy. You've got to make sure that you do this, because as a byproduct and as a result of being controlled, it's going to help you save money, not spend money that you didn't intend to spend. So when you get to the end of the month, you're going to be in a position where you are ahead of the game. So it means being self-disciplined, and call it tight, whatever you want to do, but you've got to make sure that you are super disciplined. Hi, Lindsay. I hope you're well. Welcome on Instagram, everyone. Feel free to drop a like, comment if it's giving you value. Self-control is so important. And I guarantee if you implement just those 2 steps, I've got 2 more, but if you implement knowing your expenses on a day-to-day basis and you implement self-control, as a byproduct, of course, your finances are going to be more in check. So, but it's about doing it. It's about doing it on a daily basis, being self-aware. What kind of psychology are you using when you go into a shop to spend? Are you just all over the place? Because here's the thing, right? If you're all over the place in small things like that, going into a shop and just splurging with no discipline, guess what? It happens, and then it moves into other areas of your personal life. And then if you're running a business, you're in trouble, my friends. You are in trouble. If you have that kind of mentality, that mindset going into a shop, and then you take that stuff into your business, you are in trouble. Lindsay says, I need to be tight. Yeah, well, you could message me, because I am a tight one, that is for sure. But then saying that, we invest, right? We invest in things that bring a return. We invest in things that we're going to get value from. And that's important, as opposed to going out there and just splurging. it's all about being disciplined. So yeah, I hope that one helps, Lindsay. So point number three to keep your finances in check, keep your finances in order. You've got to have an emergency fund. It's as simple as that. You'll hear a lot about emergency funds if you're in this if you're looking on Instagram and TikTok and all the rest of it. But having an emergency fund is the difference that makes the difference. Because here's the thing, right? Crap happens in life. It's as simple as that. Things happen. Cars break down. Boilers break down. You know, who's had that this year? My boiler right now is playing up. I've got to get someone out at the end of the week. Just another financial difficulty. But because an emergency fund has been saving for these kind of things, it leads to no stress. Well, I mean, I'll say no stress, but there's always a bit of stress in these kind of situations. However, the stress that has been now dealt with, because I've got the emergency fund, it then saves extra stress, right? That's what emergency funds are there for. And then, of course, you've got to know your expenses, which is point one. You've got to understand your expenses to then be able to create an emergency fund, because you're not going to be able to create an emergency fund on zero. So get your things in check, get your expenses in check, get some discipline, and then start creating an emergency fund. You want to get to the point where when surprises come, and they will, because this is life, you're covered. That's what it's for. Make sure you have an emergency fund. If you don't, you're playing with fire, guys. And I say that because I do this and I know it works. It leads to less stress. I know that I'm covered, and you know, life happens, problems happen. It's as simple as that. So I know that's there if and when needed. Not even if, when needed. So what have we got? We've got a few people on. Welcome, everyone. I see that you are here, so feel free to share it or comment. But point number 4, to get your finances back in check. You know, Christmas has just been. We're in February. It's all about now. Point number 4 is to create more ways to make money. Create more ways to make money. Because here's the thing, saving money, creating emergency funds and getting your expenses in check, that's all good and well. That's all good and well. You need to do that. That's one part of it. But you're not going to save yourself to wealth. You just won't save yourself to wealth. Not in this day and age, not with inflation and all the rest of it. It just doesn't work like that. So you must now start to think of creating multiple streams of income. So, you know, you might be in a day job at the minute, and that's absolutely fine. But what else can you do as a side hustle? Can you sell products on eBay? Can you sell things that you don't use on anymore and put them on eBay or put them on Facebook Marketplace? Can you create a side hustle? You know, are you passionate about something? Most people in the 9-to-5 world, in an employed job, are unhappy. That's what the stats say. So you better be working on something out of work. You better be working on side hustle. I had to do this when I was in employed work. I started looking into rent-to-rent serviced accommodation as a side hustle. And then because I was so passionate about it, and then I got involved with it so deep, put the work in and the rest of it, that side hustle then became the main hustle. And now I do that as a full-time job as my own boss, because I put the work in and I've created that income as a side hustle, and now it replaced my job income. So I know it works, but you've got to be disciplined. Again, you've got to be on it. So creating a side hustle, creating multiple streams of income is then the next step. Once you've started saving, you've become disciplined in your approach. There's no saving yourself to wealth, guys. You've got to begin creating more side hustles. So what can you do to start making more money? You might have products that you can do. You might have a side hustle that you're passionate about and you're procrastinating on. It's time to take action, because you don't know what's around the corner. I've just been hit with a boiler bill, but there's no stress now because I've created the emergency fund. I know I'm disciplined, and I know I've got these things in place to be able to help deal with it, right? You've got to get yourself in this position. No one else is going to do it for you. No one else is going to give you a golden ticket with £1 million on, unless you're very, very lucky and win the lottery. But there's more chance of, you know, I don't know what the stats are out there, but there's more chance of getting hit by lightning 3 times or something like that, from what I've heard, than winning the lottery. So don't count on that. It's your control. You're responsible to do this stuff. It's as simple as that. I'm the one on here giving you that refresher if you're willing to listen to it. And these are the things that I've had to do. So I know it works and I've lived it and I still live it. That's why I can be able to come on here and teach it, right? And help others do the same. So make sure that you're taking responsibility for yourselves. Create your side hustles. Get proactive. So I'm going to run through the 4 points again briefly, just as an overview. So point number 1, to getting your finances in order. Know your monthly costs, right? Get them all down on the spreadsheet, your day-to-day costs, what you're spending. You've got to know where you're at so then you can move forward. Point number 2 is to get some self-control, get some discipline. Don't go in a shop intending to buy one thing and end up coming out with 10 things, especially if you're already struggling. It's stupid. Point number 3 is having an emergency fund. So start creating an emergency fund, and it doesn't matter how much, just start doing it. And point number 4 is to start creating more streams of income. Multiple streams of income is the key to getting where your goals are, where your dreams are. Getting out of the job. It's by doing other side hustles, multiple streams, and get the job done. Stay disciplined in your approach, guys. I hope this has been valuable. If you need anything, reach out. Make sure you join the Facebook group. I put a comment below on the personal page. For the guys that are already in here watching it, thank you very much for being here. Reach out and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Videos every single Tuesday evening at 7:15. So I'll see you on the next video.